into Thoughts to Myself.
Thoughts to myself, like.
With your host, Poundz So Wavy.
Look. Good evening. Yeah. When I party in New York, take the late night subway. Going out Friday, then
coming home Monday.
From all directions, never find me on a one-way flavor. The
I'm just the icing on a cupcake, fuck face.
My fans notice these other rappers is bogus.
I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and the boys stay
kicking incredibly dope shit. Make my mama proud cause my clothes fit. Travel around the globe, bitch, on my Lewis Clark shit. Don't matter where I live, cause I can tell you where my heart is. I just stay on my side.
Fuck where everybody at, tell the planet peace, cause I'm going, I ain't coming back at the whole
regular life. I can tell you that I'm done with that. Try and build a mill off a couple stacks on my own business. Investing all I got into these fucking raps.
Really park money, hand it off, then it's running back.
Hey yo, you fuck with that? You gotta fuck with that. You in love with that?
Yo, what's good world? Welcome one, welcome all. Another week of Thoughts to Myself, hosted by your boy Poundz So Wavy. We are out there live today. Straight up, R.I.P. to my dog Mark Miller. I don't know Mark Miller, but Mark got me through a lot of shit the past 8 years, believe it or not. Like, I ain't saying it because he died, and you know what I'm saying, it's a piece of clickbait per se. No, like, dog, my life changed the first time that I heard Mark Miller. And it's like, it's crazy because, you know, like when you see something come in but you really can't dictate when it's gonna happen, but you see it coming. Like, he spoke about his addiction and so on and like all that in this music for the past like 3 or 4 years, you know. But before we get to that, it's like, dog, I have like a sentimental value with Mark Miller because of the fact that, like, the way how I was put on to Mark Miller was through my roommate Luigi, who had passed. So what I'm saying? So like, every time I thought of Luigi, I always think of Mark Miller. Like, it's like synonymous in a sense, you know. But that shit hurt because 26 years old, OD, he spoke about his drug abuse, addiction, and like several other songs, you know what I'm saying? Like, at a point, I had to like stop listening as a fan because I was so like concerned for what he was going through, you know. And it's crazy because like, there's so much cries for help in people's music that we don't really listen to or take heed to, but it's important that we actually, like, you know, I guess encourage and check in on people, Dread, because you never know like what they're really going through, you know. But yeah, Dread, like, my first song I heard from Mark Miller was Good Evening. The first time my roommate came to me, like, Luigi came to me and was like, dog, you gotta hear this shit, you know. And like, I was like, dog, what shit, you know? Good Evening. I hear this shit and like my whole mindset had changed in music, you know. Like, I've always liked rap. Like, if you know me, like, you know, I used to rap in high school and so on, you know. So, like, I always had like the New York West Coast style per se, you know what I'm saying? But like, I never really knew of backpack rap, like how to rap on crazy beats. And you know, Mark was the first that I heard in that era, like that 09 to like 013 era. Mark was the first artist that I really heard that opened my ears to backpack rap, dog. See what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie to you, Dread, like, since then I have never looked back in terms of like my music choice and selection. I have never once looked back. Like, I am a backpack rap connoisseur at this point now. Like, I love all the underground music, and you know. But dum dum doo 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 It was a Mark Miller song. I can't recall the name right now, Dread. It was hold on, let me find this song for y'all because I really have to know what this song is, so I know I'm freaking out. Mark Miller. It was. And don't mind if I do. Dispense. Wow, yeah, what this song called? Yeah, this song was. Anyway, I can't recall the song now. When I will, I could post it to the bottom of the link so you know what song I'm talking about. But when I heard this song, I was in my dorm room, you know, and I was going through a lot of shit at that time. Like I was battling, I think, school and grades. I had my girlfriend back home, like who was just like, you know, wasn't understanding. Like I was in school trying to do shit. I want to say that this was second semester, 2010. But anyway, I was sitting to my computer just listening to the album or the song, whatever it was. And in this song, he said these lines, from basement studios to some official shit to stress out all the time to I don't give a shit, you know? And when he said, it was La La, the song La La Dread. It's right there, it's right there in my face the whole time.
Hey, if you wanna hear me say the boy is super nice, put a bitch up on the flat palm of my hand and said shit to my haters that we made it, boy. From basement studios to some official shit. I'm stressed out all the time, I don't give a shit. Used to dream about it, boy, now I'm living it.
And like when he said that, like dog, my life flashed before my eyes in the sense of I was like, dog, what you stressing out for, babe? Like what you really stressing for? And that one line, I swear to God, like my whole life changed off of this song. You know, the power of music, the power of lyrics, the power of speech, you know. Like I cared less, but I got happier, you know. I ain't gonna lie, like 2010 is probably when I really started like wilding, you know, like savage life. Like because at that point it was like I spent so much time of my life giving and not equally receiving that at that point when I heard that I was like, dog, it's all about me. I ain't gonna lie, I lived my best life from like that 2014 to like 2010 to like 2014 or so. Woo. But yeah, Dread. So like it holds weight that this artist that I actually put in my rotation for some years actually really passed, right? But like I say, like I ain't sitting there surprised because he spoke about it so much time. Like he spoke about this several times throughout his career, you know. But R.I.P. to him, you know. R.I.P. Luigi. Still think about you though. Still see you in my dreams and all that. It's what it is. But on with that said, I think with that said, like by that era between like 2009 to 2013 is the best music era, and it's actually open for debate. But I think for like all millennials, when we turned that 18 to 22 and that millennials, right? Yeah, when we turned that 18 to 22 in 2010, you had a plethora of artists you could choose from who catered to every single need in your life at that point in time, Dread. Like you had, if you wanted like deep poetry and so on, like spoken word, you had Wale. If you wanted chill vibe weed music, you had Currency and Wiz. You had some Mark, you know what I'm saying? If you was young and coming out of school, you had Mark Miller, you know what I'm saying? If you was in college, you had J. Cole. Who else you had? If if you from the West Coast, you had Dom Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? Like all these, you had. If you was from the Midwest and you like flow and lyrics, you had Big Sean. You know what I'm saying? If you was more political and so on and like down for the streets, you had Kendrick. And like you had all these artists at this point in time, like all of them had their peak between the span of, you had Drake as well, but I can't leave out Drake, you know. But like, they all had their peak at the exact same time. Like it spoke for so much millennials because it was like, yo, we actually have people we could, you know. In theory and thought, I think the other best era might have been like probably like that 95, 96 era. Like with the Jay-Z, Pac, Biggie, who else was in that era? Nas. That was DMX was 97, I think, or something like that. Keep in mind, like, don't sit here and think like, but he just talking off the head. Like, but I grew up as an only child, so I grew up around a lot of cousins, older cousins. So when people were actually like they listening to nursery rhymes and so on, I was riding my cousins listening to fucking Crisscross and like you know, listening to old school shit. Tupac, a lot of dancehall, you know. So I really was early influenced by rap music and so on, dread. But yeah, though, like I think 2010, like that 2003 era, maybe that's 50 Cent, a little bit of Kanye, maybe. But I wasn't that old as of yet, so I can't relate that much. But I could say I love 50 and Kanye back then as well, though. But I think like in terms of like a collective era, 2010, that year, a bunch of artists came out that probably running the game now, like if you really think about it, you know. But yeah, Dread, that shit really did bug me though. So R.I.P. to Mac Miller once again. Good evening, you know. That's some tough shit to deal with, Dread, you know. Like that might have been like the coolest white boy I've ever seen, Dread. I don't know him personally, but like the coolest white boys, like who actually came through and like didn't cause no problems. He wasn't no racist. He might have said nigga once or twice, I don't know, but for me it was like, but he cool. He could say that. Like he didn't have like no intent behind it that's, you know, bad or whatever. Anyway, yo. That's what it is with that, Dread. That shit really take me back. I don't want you to think for a second it didn't take me back, because it really did. But anyway, on to the next topic. I have a new job now, alright? So like, forgive me for being inconsistent this whole time doing this podcast. Please forgive me. It isn't really, it's my fault because I could prepare better, you know what I'm saying, and plan for it. But it's like, dog, like I said in the last part, I think in episode 7 or something like that, it's like everything that we actually asked for with Humble Lion is actually growing. So it's like the time is of the essence now, all the time, dog. Like if we don't have a rafters gig every week to go in the water where it's raining, snowing, hail, sleet, we have a photo shoot or a recap gig where we have to go somewhere and, you know, 2-3 hours, and then we slipping on the clothes heavy. Like we slipping on the clothes heavy because we've been so heavily involved with all the other aspects of Humble Lion. But trust me, dog, don't think that I don't have nothing in my fucking bag, dog. I have at least like already made probably 5 to 6 urban design shirts that fire. I ain't thinking like no bias coming from me, like no bias because it's my designs, but these some fire shit. So I want y'all to actually like stay tuned and look at the Humble Lion clothing as it comes. Trying to get some hoodies and some sweats out eventually, you know what I'm saying, before the fall season really comes, because keep in mind it's hurricane season now in the Bahamas, so it ain't really fall for us. But yeah, still, you know, getting it all together. But yeah, Dread, so like now I have a new job. I have a new job now doing the 9 to 5 again. Yeah, 9 to 5. It's more of a 9 to 4 really. And I can't complain. Like, people don't understand, to be an entrepreneur, right? You need to have money. Alright? You need money to make money. That's the bottom line. Alright? And at times I feel as though I slighted myself by going back to the job, but I understood the sacrifice needed because, dog, I have to fund all these ideas I have in my head. I have to fund to purchase a studio somewhere and rent to record, so I ain't in my back house, or I ain't in my room, or I ain't in someone's backyard. You know, you need shit to, like, you need a cameraman. Things like that is where, like, you need money, you know. And what happened was, like, we were actually making money. We making money right now. I don't want you to think we ain't making money, but the money you get as an entrepreneur, it has to go back into your cash flow. It has to go back into your business. That's the bottom line. So what I'm saying, if the money you're making ain't going back into the business, you really can't progress and grow. And that's the honest truth. So what I'm saying, and for me, it's like every dollar I was getting, you working hard, you wanna enjoy some leisure time. You know, you wanna go get some drinks, or you wanna go spend a fucking check right now and love yourself. And in doing it, you start to feel guilty because you're sitting there like, dog, I could have bought some more shirts with this shirt. Mother freeze, I could have bought a new camera lens. Mother freeze, I could have bought a new RAW. Dog, I could have, you know, ran out of the studio for 3 weeks and ABC and D, you know. So it's like you have to understand, like, the sacrifice of being an entrepreneur is so serious that if you don't take it serious, though, you will just lose all day, you know. And, like, what made everything worse was the fact that I went on vacation for that 2 weeks or so. That really threw everything off in terms of me producing all my content. Like right now, like I said, like right now I'm sitting on a whole pod from last week with my guys. Like I haven't posted yet, I haven't edited yet. I'm sitting on a pod from my vacation. Like I have to record like pod content from my vacation for this actual podcast. I'm sitting on pictures and albums to, you know, and I've been so, I wouldn't say caught up with this new job, but though I've been so tired getting back into the 9 to 5 routine that it's taken me a while to actually, you know what I'm saying, really catch myself fully. But that's why I'm here today, because I'm saying, dog, I have to record this pod, I have to get this shit out, I have to, you know, get back on track. This the last 3-4 months of the year. This fall we going hard, dog. I going hard this fall, alright? I don't want you to think I ain't going hard. HL to the world, we out here. But yeah, so I in the bank now. You know, I around the money, so I happy about that. I can't lie, I'm very happy about that. It's a great experience right now as compared to working with the government where I first worked with finance and inland revenue. It's a big difference, you know. Like you have younger people now, you're younger managers, so you, like, the totem pole is actually easier to climb. Like you wouldn't be placed